Life in the villages is like life 200, 300 years ago in our developed worlds. There's no conveniences, everything's done by hand. It's labor intensive. The only transportation often is a bullock cart. The implements and tools that they use for most part are built out of bamboo and wood. It is a very, very rustic way of living and working. The women are up before dawn. They're building the fire to cook the meals. They're waking the children and sending them to get the water while they cook the rice or the curry. And then they get the kids to school and they're off to the fields. They're in the fields all day. There's no modern manufactured equipment to do their labor in the fields with, and there's no opportunity to break that cycle. There's not enough money to shift out of laboring agriculture or to provide the opportunity for the next generation to change that. We were in a home this year in Kundung around dinner time. The parents had been out working in the fields together all day. They have 2 students in elementary school, and they would really like those students to be able to go on to middle school.
The youngest one is grade 3. She's now, she's now in the teacher house and studying.
Studying? Yeah, where will he go to middle school?
She would like to send him to this school if the school is become a middle school. If they were sent to other place, it costs a lot, $300 per year minimum, and maximum is $500. Yearly income is round about $300. His father said he wants his son and daughter to be the one who can be like a leader and be brave and be educated. His mom said holding a pen and walking, not holding a shovel.
He wants to be
His dream is he wants to be a doctor.
By building a new school, that increases motivation. It's a beautiful building. There's classrooms, there's chalkboards, there's pictures on the walls, so the children are more motivated to keep going. In this village particularly, we've built the middle school, and now we're lobbying to get the government to send teachers. So we know how important it is for there to be closer access for the children to be able to go to school. How long does it take to walk to school?
1.5 hours.
This year when we visited a new village, Pimikon, we learned that those children walk over an hour each way to be able to attend middle school and high school.
Near 40.
40, and they all walk?
Oh yeah, all walk.
When she was a child, no school. Most of these parents grew up in villages where there were no schools, and there was no school they could walk to.
When we meet these women who haven't had the opportunity for education, and we hear their stories, they're all very similar in that they got married very young, at like 16 or 17. By the time they're 22, they had 5 children.
She has 6 babies.
She has 6 babies.
2 were died. 1 was died in 1 day.
So she lost 2 babies to some kind of postpartum infection.
And she said she doesn't want any more baby.
This is not a culture where women actually got together and talked about what it was to go through labor and delivery or what it was to raise a child. There didn't seem to be this culture of women's wisdom. We have an educational program for women called Village Health Educator. We train 4 to 6 facilitators in every village. They get together with groups of 5 or 6 women, and we have a beautiful book that's illustrated, very simple book in their own native language, Pa'o. Preparing for delivery, choosing how many children to have, different kinds of contraception, what to do in emergency situations. And the women together read this book and then talk about it.
Her daughter was died after she delivered, and they didn't know it is dangerous sign and sent to the hospital, so she passed
away.
So she said that if they knew this information very early, she can save her. She was 20 years when she died.
And when we opened the preschool, everybody wants to send their kids to it because they're excited for the opportunity for their kids to start having an education and learning about loving school. And then that means their parents are freed up to spend more time in the fields, and their big sisters get to go to school, and that's a huge impact. A girl going to school affects everybody. It changes her life, it changes her family's life, and it changes the entire village in a positive way. I think when a young girl is selected by her village to go to a boarding school, one, she's selected because she's the top student in her village already. But when she gets to the school, her whole world opens up.
What do you like about the school? She loves to learn computers because she never saw in her village.
Thank you very much for dancing so beautifully.
Our boarding school, the kids go to government school for the day.
This is the classroom.
In the morning and then in the afternoon, they receive 2 to 4 hours of additional tutoring on their school subjects and English. We're already seeing the benefit to this extra tutoring because our students are ranking in the top of their classes at the public school.
And these are the awards?
Those who have got, who rank first, second, third for monthly test exam.
How are you doing in school? Nankampu, how many students in your class? What is your ranking in the class? Are you always number one?
If it wasn't for Shanta and our support of her, she would still be in her village and she wouldn't be in school. She'd be taking care of her siblings and she'd be done going to school because they end in 5th grade typically. And now look at her.
My name is Nakampo. I come from a family in the south of Tongji. I am 12 years old. I study my lesson every night and every morning. I can speak 3 languages. They are Pao, Myanmar, and a little English. There are 8 people in my family. They are my parents, 3 elder sisters, 2 elder brothers, and me. I'm very thankful my supporter. After I graduate, I want to be a doctor, and I am going to do something good for my benefactor. I hope so. Anyway, thank you so much.
Wow.
She wants to be a doctor and she's going to change lives.